Hi, I'm Zoe Sims, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about adoption, how it's impacted me and my family. So, at the age of 3, I was adopted from Perm, Russia, and I was adopted with my little brother, who is 17 months younger than me, and he's actually my biological brother, which is pretty amazing. It was an amazing opportunity that I feel most kids don't have. And my adopted mother wasn't able to have kids of her own, and so they flew all the way across the world to bring my brother and I into their lives. And so through the years, I've always been super proud of that fact. I've always been super proud. Like, look at me. I'm all the way across the world. I had so many people that were so eager to meet me when I got into the United States. And it was something that I always thought was a very unique, cool fact about me, something that most people couldn't say. And as I grew up, it became a fact that a lot of kids didn't really understand and a lot of kids didn't really accept. And my little brother got teased a lot for it. And being given up and questioning is always something that we do as kids. And so we know that my mom was very young when she had me, and then she had my little brother, and 2 kids to take care of at such a young age is too much for one person to handle. 1 kid is too much for a person to handle. And so we were brought into a loving family, and we have gotten so many opportunities, and we have had so much support throughout our lives, and that's something that I knew she would have always wanted. And so I got accepted into the University of Montana, and I hope to study some wildlife biology or some journalism. I actually can't wait to see where it takes me. It's the next chapter in my life. And I don't know where I would be if I hadn't been brought over. It's kind of a scary fact. And being adopted has had a major impact on our mental health and our stability in ways that a lot of people wouldn't understand, because they say, wow, you look at all the support you have, you really shouldn't have any issues, and look at all the love that you've been given. It's just a few things that a lot of people would say. But my brother, who struggles more than most kids, not only for being teased by his peers for being adopted and for being the kind of person he is, he's faced a lot of struggles based off of adoption and based off of a lot of the things that we've been through. And currently, there have been a lot of people and doctors that say that a lot of kids coming from our situation have shown some of these symptoms. And I always used to think that my brother and I were closer than a lot of siblings. We used to fight a lot, but I think I'd give anything to have that back, because at the 3 years ago, he started bouncing around from residential facilities to some different therapy programs that were supposed to help him and his state. He got extremely violent, he got distant, he had some severe depression, and so it has had a huge impact on my family and on me. And so currently, right now, he's in a not good place, and a lot of people wouldn't understand that we do have some different mental disabilities or handicaps coming from where we do. And we also have learned a lot about ourselves and a lot about how in the womb, even as an infant, being adopted has a huge impact on your mental stability and on the brain. And so myself, had gone through a very hard time starting high school, and starting high school with different views and different ideas than a majority of the peers didn't bode too well for me. And I struggled with depression myself, and I struggled with a lot of identity issues, and there are a few different labels like abandonment issues, severe anxiety, and there's a lot of different things that we got labeled for being adopted. And I just think that to make it where I did today is pretty impressive. I am so incredibly proud of myself for making it to where I am today, and I'm so excited for the future that I still get to have because I was adopted, because I was brought into the family that I was. And I really hope that in the future my brother too can be where I am today and look back and be incredibly proud. And so my brother and I are struggling currently because of the situation that he had put himself into. And I would almost say that adoption has impacted him even heavier than it did me, because I was first, and so I was told that I was wanted by our birth mother. I was accepted, but the time that he came around, it was too much. There's no way that you can have 2 kids by yourself. And so it impacted him a little bit more, and in a little bit of different ways. He's almost in some senses the opposite of me. He's very outward, he's very aggressive, but he still has a large mass amount of unhealthy habits that many doctors have placed on the fact that our brains are wired a little bit differently, they say, because we came from the situation that we did. And a lot of questions I always get are, do you know your birth mother? Do you know why she gave you up? And all of these personal kind of prying questions that people always ask you when you say that you're adopted. It's kind of weird, actually. And there's not much that we do know. We do know that she was very, very young, and she was in a very bad place. There was a lot of different substance abuses, and so to be brought into a happy family is the best thing that could have happened to us. My adopted mother is a teacher, so she's very supportive. She's very out there. She does understand kids like no one else would. And she also runs a dog rescue, so our house is full of adopted rescues, which I think is another fact that is pretty amazing, and it's something that has really helped me throughout my time in high school and just kind of growing up. And then another question I always get a lot is, do you want to go back? Do I want to go back to Russia? Do I want to meet my birth mother? All these questions. And I think while I would love to go back to visit just to learn the culture and, you know, just to see, but I don't want to go back. I would never want to go back to stay. I never want to, like, you know, fully understand this whole place where I came from, because I don't really see myself as Russian anymore. I see myself as American. I see myself as in the place that I am, and that defines me, not where I came from. And then another question I always get is, do you remember anything? And that's a tough question, because coming from the age of 3, I started speaking Russian. I could speak it fluently when I was brought over, and I don't remember any of it anymore. I can't say that I speak any Russian. I can't say that I remember all that much, because I don't remember anything. Occasionally I would have a fleeting dream that was kind of nostalgic, deja vu kind of thing, but you know, I don't really have any memories from those places, and so it's not super emotional for me to talk about like the orphanage, because I don't remember any of it. And so I get a lot of weird prying questions talking about adoption. And so adoption has greatly impacted my life, and I can't wait to see where my life will take me, and I am proud of everything that I have overcome and all of the things that I hope my brother does overcome, finding himself. And so I think that a lot of people don't fully understand or appreciate all of these people who are so strong coming from the situations that they do, all of the mothers who are so strong for wanting better for their kids, for wanting to give them away. because I know that that would be really hard too. And so I just, I just think that this is something that is a huge part of who I am. And so being adopted has given me so many things that I never thought that I would have to deal with, and something that a lot of people can't really relate to. And so I can't wait to see where my future takes me, and thank you for listening.